In these problems, we're dealing with graphs on the Cartesian coordinate system. So let's take a look at this. It says the coordinates of three vertices of a rectangle are 7, -8, 7, -5, -9, -5. And then it asks, what are the coordinates of the fourth vertex and what is the perimeter? We can check all this, we can solve all this by graphing it. Drawing a picture is always a good idea. When you graph something, you draw a nice, accurate picture. First of all, they're talking about a rectangle, so just to think about this, we have a rectangle here, and they're saying, they're giving us the coordinates of the vertices. Well, the vertices are the corners, right? And they're giving us 3 of them. Well, let's just try graphing those points and then see if we can connect the dots. We have 7, -8. So here's 0, 0, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and -8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 1. Now I have 7, -5. Well, it's still on the 7 line, and then -7, -6, -5 is just 3 up from the -8. And then I have -9, -5. So all the way over here, 1, 2, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, and -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. Now if we start connecting the dots on these, you'll see it's pretty obvious that we have a rectangle here, right? And that fourth vertex is going to be, boom, right here. And that is -9 on the x and -8 on the y. So -9, -8. And I'm reading that just right off the graph. The next part of the question says, what is the perimeter of the rectangle? To do that, all we have to do is add up the lengths of these sides. And so we can even just count the lengths here. These two sides are 1, 2, 3 units. So there's 3 and 3. These sides are, well, we went out to -9 here, so there's 9. And we went out to 7 here. 9 plus 7 is 16. So that's 16. That's 16. So 16 and 16 is 32, 35, 38. So it looks like 38 units is our perimeter. Let's try one more. This one says, in which quadrant or on which axis is the point 7, 0 located? And there are just some naming conventions here. You should know the axes. These are the main lines. I'm going to darken them in here. This one is the x-axis. So when you're counting out your location, you know, positive is in this direction, negative is in this direction, and that's the x-axis. And then, of course, this one, and that's the y-axis. And negative is down here, and positive is up here. And then when we talk about quadrants, we think about the first quadrant being here, where both x and y are positive. We call that quadrant 1. And then we just go counterclockwise around the thing. This is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. All right, now that we've labeled all of that, let's look back at our question. It says, in which quadrant or on which axis is the point 7, 0 located? So if I want to graph 7, 0, I count out 7 on the x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then, well, 0 on the y would put it right there. So there's my point 7, 0, and it's not in any of the quadrants, it's on an axis, and you should be able to tell this is on the x-axis. So that would be our answer, on the x-axis.